So IAE is pretty easy to understand. It is basically a sales event. It's focused almost entirely on getting people to get interested in the game. Every year it happens the third week of November, right as Thanksgiving is happening. It's absolute chaos for anybody who tries to celebrate both things. And generally the way it works is every day manufacturers are picked, kind of like during Invictus Week. And on that day, you can rent the manufacturer's ships. You can find them in the store. Sometimes there will be like a special trailer or a video released on the YouTube channel for Star Citizen where they'll talk some more information and stuff. But generally the focus is getting in and trying the ships, trying the game for free. And you can try for free very easily by making yourself an account, just by going on here and hitting the play button and making an account. If you don't have an account and you're watching this, we do referral bonuses for our supporters. So if you sign up using our account or our name or our link, you just go to jointomato.com and it will fill in, well, if you're logged in, it won't do it. But if you're not logged in, it will fill in somebody else's referral code from our own community that is supporting us at that tier. And you guys both get 50,000 credits plus whatever they do for a referral bonus for this thing, which I don't know what it is yet, but I think it's probably going to be pretty cool. And, oh, do you guys think they do the Raptor? Where is it? How many is it? Is it on here? Do you think they would give people this as a referral bonus? Or I guess that kind of eliminates the specialty of it being on this list. Wait a second. Wait for it. Just wanted to confirm. Everybody always says that this whole thing is meant just for content creators. So I always like to scroll down here and see if the content creators are on top of this. And they're not. Almost ever. Even on the monthlies, they're not. So yeah, you can make your free account. You'll probably get a referral bonus for that. You will be able to access the whole game for free, so you don't have to get any game packages, but they also will have game packages on discount, most likely. Probably the Cutter, I would guess, unless, and likely the Salvation, I guess, since that's a new ship. So they'll probably like drop one of these $60 packages down to $45, you get a better ship. But in general, this is all about renting the ships and buying the ships. And so they have this whole schedule out here, where you can see what days are for what. November 20th to 21st, that's tomorrow and Friday. The RSI day is the first day that IAE is happening. That is tomorrow, or today, I guess when this video comes out, whenever. And you're gonna get a whole bunch of ships, some of the best. The Perseus obviously is the main choice and the main draw. That's what we'll be playing on. But I would suggest for anybody who's getting into this game to try out one of the Zeuses, likely the ES. I would definitely fly a Constellation, maybe check out a Scorpius or something if you want to do some dogfighting, and then a Polaris would be really interesting, like just to see what a big ship looks like. After that comes Origin, who's kind of like the more luxury fancy people. November 21st to 22nd, I would definitely suggest grabbing the Origin 300i, and probably you should check out the 600. The 600 is not like a beginner ship by any means, but it is a pretty unique ship, especially as its size. I'll drop this list for you in the chat. Also might be worth checking out one of the Origin hover bikes, the X1s. They might not be the best, but you should try a hover or a ground vehicle of some sort. Very big choice for people. This is November 22nd to 23rd. And on this one, I would definitely say get the Drake Cutlass Black. That's probably the best choice and the one you should really focus on. The Cutter's a great starter. I would try that out. This is the kind of ship that you can get just to start the game out. It's a single person kind of ship. They are probably going to release also the Drake Clipper, which is a new ship. Also, I think it's going to be kind of starter focused, a little bit of a maybe your second ship or third ship kind of thing. I would check that out as well. But definitely rent the Cutter, rent the Cutlass. Those are key. This is Alien Day. Aopoa, Banu, Esperia, Getak, and Grays, who's not alien, but close enough. For these, there's not really any that I would say you absolutely should try checking out just to know the game. But they do give you like a good sense of how exotic the game can get in terms of ship design. I would say the Getak Sulin will give you a good look. The Esperia Talon will put you in a alien fighter, which will be cool. And the Nox is another small hover bike if you want. The Gray's Market Shiv is actually a pretty solid ship for a solo player who wants to get into combat as well, but that's if you're looking for like the rinky-dinky rust bucket of a ship. This is the absolute most, you can still fly that thing kind of ship. Just came out though, so it is pretty interesting. I would check that out if I were new. Kruger Intergalactic, Mirai, and MISC, a little more exotic. A little bit of industrial in there. November 24th to 25th. Definitely check out the Wolf. An amazing experience fighting in this ship. It sounds like they're also releasing a laser version, so that'll probably be interesting. And the Pulse is actually a pretty solid hover bike to try. If there was one I would say to check out, it would be the Pulse or the Hover Quad, but the Pulse is pretty cool. Lastly, would definitely say try out a MISC Fortune or a MISC Prospector in terms of rentals. These will get you into salvage or into mining, which will be quite fun for anybody who likes a more logistics-based kind of gameplay. But I would look up a little guide on that just so you know what you need to bring with you with those ships. You can also try out some small-scale hard cargo hauling with the Hull A, some good small-scale or multi-crew, whatever kind of gameplay you want to do in the Freelancer, really. And the Star Lancer. The Star Lancer tack, I would say, is a very, like, if you're going in with a few friends, you got 3 friends maybe, definitely rent one of these. Really cool ship. I think it's great for a small group. Anvil Aerospace, 25th through the 26th. You've got a lot of choices with Anvil, most of them combat related. The Pisces is a really great starter ship to check out for yourself. And if you get the C8R instead of the C8X, you get an onboard tier 3 medical bed, which means respawns and injury healing if you need it. The Paladin is a new combat ship for 2 to 4 people, and it is very fun to use. I would definitely suggest trying that out. Even if you are regularly playing, the Paladin's going to be a lot of fun for doing like higher level yellow and orange level mercenary missions in ship combat. Valkyrie is great just for transporting stuff and taking things places. Terrapin, I like it, but you probably don't need to try it out. Yeah, in terms of Anvil, I would say most interesting things to try out would be the C8R Pisces, maybe like a Super Hornet Mark II. The Lightning would be cool. This is one of the most powerful and sought after fighters in the game. The Paladin is a great multi-crew. And the Valkyrie for transporting stuff. You taking notes? Write that down. Argo Astronautics, Consolidated Outlands, and Greycat Industrial. This is a very industrial day. November 26th through 27th, you get the Argo Atlas, which is literally a mech suit. It moves cargo around with tractor beams, and you can use it to load stuff pretty easily. It's a different kind of way to experience Star Citizen. I'd check that out, even if you're not that interested in it. It's just cool. You've also got the Argo Mole, the Argo Raft, the Argo SRV. These are all industrial-focused mid-sized ships if you're into that kind of stuff. The Mole for mining, the Raft for cargo, the SRV to drag stuff around. Still not a ton of uses for the SRV, but it's a cool ship. It's supposed to be like moving things to places where they need to be, but a whole conversation about why that doesn't happen as much yet. Hover Quad, as I mentioned, one of the good hovercrafts you should try and use during this period. And I would suggest checking out the Nomad from CNOU. This is a great second or third ship for folks, the kind of thing you can set your eyes on if you like cargo hauling. Comes with an open deck in the back that's easy to load and offload. It's got a little bit of weaponry to it so you can defend yourself. Tractor beam in the back so you can easily take cargo on and off your ship whenever you need from the interior. And it's got a nice little like homey interior that feels a little alien, a little monolithic. It's a bit of a pebble, this thing, but it's a cool ship. It looks a little weird, but I would definitely say check that out if you haven't gotten to and you're looking for ships that are a little small but still meant for one person. All right, on to Greycat. They've mostly got ground vehicles. I think all ground vehicles. The MTC is a great ground vehicle, but it can only fit certain amounts of people and things, so definitely keep track of what exactly you're getting with it. But it's certainly one to check out if you're running like ground missions in industrial areas, in distribution centers and bunkers and stuff like that. The Rock is for mining, and boy oh boy is rock mining actually a pretty fun time. Do not get the Rock DS. This thing is kind of a waste. I don't know if they'll ever make it super valuable, but I mean, it's cool if you want to do dual mining, but it's just like being unprotected on the outside. I don't know. I don't know if they've built enough incentive into this thing, not even just profit-wise, just in terms of gameplay interest to make this worth it. But the regular Rock is a great time, and if you can load it into the back of maybe one of these other ships you've rented, a smaller ship, it'll even fit on the Nomad. You could rent a Nomad, rent a Rock, and go out and do some mining for hours on some moon surface off in the middle of nowhere by yourself. Make some money, pack it up, throw it in your ship, keep going. It's a good time. It's very relaxing, and they've made mining a little bit more interesting and dynamic over the last couple of years. So I think if that's something you're interested in, that'll be a good time. 27th through the 28th is Crusader and Tumbril. Crusader is one of my favorite companies in the game, and I will absolutely tell people to check out the Crusader Intrepid as a possible starter ship. as well as the C1 Spirit as a possible follow-up. You could even start with the C1 Spirit. I genuinely think this is one of the better ships in the game, just because of its size and design. Let's be honest, I'm a sucker for this design. It looks so good. It looks like the Normandy a little bit from Mass Effect. I think that really gets me. You could also try a C2 Hercules to do some cargo hauling, if you want to do like big time cargo hauling, but not everybody does. There's your suggestion. Tumbril is all land systems, as they say in the name, and here you're going to be able to just try out a couple tanks and buggies. The Nova is probably the tank you'd want to try out. If you did, the Storm's a little bit weird. The Storm is a smaller tank. It's meant to go faster, but generally the same size and fit into the same vehicles, which is strange. But if you like tanks, you can try that out. I would suggest getting the Tumbril Cyclone, if anything, and that's really just to drive around and have some fun on moon surfaces. You're mostly going to get benefits here out of renting spaceships. Let's be real. Aegis Day is the 28th and 29th. They've got some great ships. One of the best all-around starter ships in the game is the Aegis Avenger Titan. It's a little more expensive than your normal starter at $60, and they might discount it for IAE. But this thing is very well featured. It's got great weaponry, good storage. It looks pretty decent. It has an interior. You can't really go wrong with the Avenger. I'm not saying definitely get it, but if you're looking for a ship to start out with, I would check this out during the free fly. Also, the Gladius is a solid starting fighter. So if you want to get into light dogfights, that's a good one to try. The Reclaimer is big time salvaging. Probably bring a friend or two with you for that, but it'll be interesting nonetheless. And the other ones are mostly just like fighters and general combat ships. The Aegis Gladius is a cool bomber that looks kind of like the B-2, but I don't think it's super useful right now unless you have somebody else to back you up, because it'll be fairly defenseless if you come across another fighter. And then we have Best in Show. And that generally means that the Polaris, the Anvil Asgard, the Gladiator, the Zeus are all getting their skins, and they will be available to test fly on that final day. All previously available flyable ships will also be ready to test fly via the rental kiosks located at the Vision Center. So on November 29th and basically on November 29th through the 3rd, every ship will be rentable. So even if you do miss a day of a certain ship, you will be able to come back for those last 4 days and try out anything you have missed. And I would highly suggest you do, because also during those last days, less people will be involved and the game will probably be running better. But keep in mind, throughout all of this, you might be hanging out in Stanton getting your ship rentals, which is where a lot of people will be. But the NICS system might be running well, depending on how many people are focused on this over NICS. That being said, this is IAE. That hopefully is a little bit of a guide for you and getting into it. If you're new or trying one for the first time, gets you a little bit more understanding of what you're getting into. I hope you enjoy it.